Alrighty, so what is going on, everybody? We're back at it again tonight. Now, earlier tonight, I did one off a stream. Granted, I didn't time it; I was close, literally 14 seconds over. But we did get 2.6K. So I want to try to see if there's anything going on in guild. If not, we're going to go run a vision on the hunter. I think the hunter's actually going to take this place now. Because I've been playing a lot on the hunter. And the hunter I actually did really good last night in raid. So let's go see if we can hit up some delves real quick. Not delves, visions. Because I would like to get enough to get the helm enchant for my hunter, so balance. Yeah. I don't think I can take that one out of there. Alright. Alright, let's see something here. Let's see something. Alright, we're not doing long night. Burn Bridge. We're going to try Burn Bridge. Multitudes is what? We're going to do multitudes. Wait, what? Pain is that one. Nemesis. We want Nemesis. Burn Bridge. And so they got the saves. That's pay dirt. And off they go. Which ones am I running? Pain, Multitudes, Nemesis. Okay. We don't want Long Night. We don't want Vengeance. We don't want Daredevil. Dark Imagination. Yeah, it's 5. Alright. We're going to dismiss this one and we're going to pull out our tank pad. I want to try a 5 mask on my hunter because my hunter could use the heroic here. I feel like AoE build is probably going to be better here. Shit. Shit, I can't get out of that. Okay, I need to switch talent builds. Mythic plus no cooldown. What color is this potion? Green. So we're looking for red. Red, right? Yes, red.
I saw her back outside during the sleeping up in the sky. Found out that was his name, Rob, and she introduced me to him.
Several months, investigators have identified a property. Monica Sinantilli, 45 years old. For homicide victim. Responsible for murder.
We arrested Monica for the murder of your brother, Robert Baker, the murder of your brother. I was in shock. I'm like, are you sure? I was in shock. According to the prosecution, these two plotting, planning, to kill Fabio so they could live their life together.
Harry Fulton is a former federal prosecutor. He's a 48 hours consultant.
It's a very complicated investigation.
As authorities hustled Robert Baker and Monica Sinantilli, they each pleaded not guilty.
so great.
It's been a lot of rain.
With bare stains, you're tackling them all with. It's stain pattern every day that comes. Faster, stronger, longer lasting. I don't know, rabbit. The source of information. Faster, and like this game. This game is on, and the critics are in. Like what?
Short term and long term. That's why we created new Eureka Memory 3D. Unlike ordinary supplements, Eureka's revolutionary. It's clinically tested ingredients. Taken from you. You need to remember.
It's a miracle. New hands-free Skechers slip-in sandals. Light, comfy sandals. Touch. But
Got a red potion here. Purple.
She's done bringing before smile as her plus one. Here's her ring, Alicia. Say I do. Fruity sweetness. Cereal? That's the spot.
Mouth that? That's so easy. Chef. Driver light. See? That's better.
Master, sheriff.
Mary has a sunflower butter. Her best to help them avoid backstory. So, reaction to accident. Ask it out. About something.
Monica Sinantilli was being accused of cheating.
contest. Robert
I'm gonna pop one of these real quick.
That's in essence accepting responsibility for the
I normally don't have to use them, but this character's more under geared than my main, so.
Monica's own daughters is
I couldn't avoid that. I really couldn't.
as unfortunate to be tried.
I can't. He keeps doing that every time. Yeah, well.
Monica's defense team.
All right. Green is poison. Blue is defensive.
That we know of so far that are going to come forward to testify this year.
She says Monica's relationship with Nick
It's just frankly, hey, not only is she unfair, but the person she's not fit.
The problem is that simply because an individual is having an affair cannot take the lead to get to an individual being responsible for the death of their loved one. Certainly not gathering.
prosecution states
Purple, black. We're looking for red.
5 months, about 6
prosecutors say that the first
Oh, we got pretty far in it. I don't have the helm enchant though, so. Let me see something.
Your cheeseburger is a nice big slice of our
Yeah.
Sargento family. High quality.
I don't get
This is a first of its kind buttery flaky sandwich that reminds you of your study abroad. Try the new croissant toast sandwiches. It just means good.
I'm a special K every 10 grams of protein. Yep. That's fine. Special K. Special for a reason.
Void ritual.
Cups have a layer of chocolate. Not butter.
So right when I thought moment started taking it easy with osteoporosis, boom! It's called it's no osteoporosis in our highest fracture. Just 12 months of it. It's called significant spine fracture. I usually started taking it and she's right.
Hey folks, this is Kalani. The Horrific Vision map swapped over this week, so there's a whole new vision to learn with different enemies and a completely different route. In this video, we'll go over a foolproof route for the Ogrimmar Horrific Vision to get all of your objectives done, and this route can be done even if you are under item level 600. So whether you need your Mask of the Long Night to start farming up other masks to increase your progression and get gear rewards, or you just want an easy full clear of the Ogrimmar Horrific Vision, we've got you covered in this video. Now before we jump in, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss another video. Before you try for a full clear in the Ogrimmar Horrific Vision map, there are two things you want to do to set yourself up for success. The first is to check out your talents and make sure you got as many as you can unlocked. We can
Help reduce food allergy reactions. Asking allergists about so.
That is not the build. I take my Delves build in.
I did. Nice. Oh, I faked it. I faked real sound.
Yeah, it's my Delves build. Today, at least it's a build I know pretty well.
But they asked me to take off my shoes. I'm right. A woman's right to shoes.
Probably because he was looking under you in that clap regarding crazy too. I was underneath someone who had heels like that.
Was Monica watching her
Clap.
about the time her husband
Records of data show that she's connecting to a unique IP address that happens to be the IP address of the house. And there's a large amount of data that's being consumed. And that large amount of data is consistent with video streaming, i.e., surveillance videos.
Surveillance video? Okay. Monica had been watching the actual.
The surveillance cameras in the house are facing outside, but they're not facing here. Sort of located something to capture. But they would capture, obviously, who's coming and going.
All right, let's go in there with the right build this time.
She's watching.
That's my Delves build.
The scene of the crime, the scene coming from when neighbor. The accomplice are going into the house. When are they leaving the house? So that she knows when she.
Prosecutors say while she was watching, Baker and his accomplice were on the
We take our Delves build in here. It's fine by me.
According to the prosecution, quote, it was a very targeted attack that was done. They also go on to say that, quote, he was stabbed in the neck, that his jugular vein had the carotid artery. It is about 2 months before and sent her a picture of him.
Authorities also say after her suspect daughter's out of the house, or have her security system repaired.
Prosecutors argue that the reason why she had no concern was she was the woman who was pretending to be free. Posts on social media. At the same time, it's carrying on a tort love affair. Her husband.
Prosecutors made an explicit move to cover her body. Some can't show you. They say it's evidence of sin. After Fabio's death,
The DA presented a photograph of Monica. Monica actually grabbing his watch. This was that was taken in Vegas.
There was also this photo error.
Right. And the back of Monica with
What's our potion? Green. So we're looking. Is it green, right? Green, yeah. Shit. So we're looking for red. I did see a red back there, so.
Quote the prosecution
Red.
here, they say, quote, she's a liar, she's a manipulator, she's a cheater. That comes out of her mouth has to be taken.
All right. Black. We don't want that. Green is poison. How? I fucking hate Burning Bridge. Damn it! I killed my pet. Burn Bridge is not the one for me to do. Okay, let's see. Moving creatures. No. I have pain on, don't I? No. Not Vengeance and not Daredevil. Might have to run. I mean, if I could get this down. Alright, I need to look at something real quick. Alright,
Action, danger, and excitement are here when you upgrade to Paramount Plus with Showtime. Payback is upon the new season of the Showtime series.
Like your set.
Town Park, Pierce
And a bunch of here under my leg. Off the.
mm-hmm.
I swear, you need to give this baby a minute. Baby. No, everybody, catch. Very catch. Set it out to me. Grandma's chest, your chest, my chest.
vengeance. Am I using? No.
Opposite to his defense is added. And also,
The defense's position is that there is no hard evidence, actually no evidence that establishes Monica Sementelli participating.
Yeah, what's the
Sheer number of servants
yeah.
seem to be the parking lot, walking into the store and watching live past all of those things, some of obviously I can't answer.
Wait a minute. We're gonna leave out.
Let's go step by step.
What?
The sharing of that password.
So there is no question that she shared.
We're just gonna leave out real quick.
Prevalent says there's sharing that password and a murder plot.
There's absolutely no evidence between the 6 months that she shared it and the day he was killed that establishes there was anything between them whatsoever to have her husband killed. Not a text, not a conversation with her best friend saying she's over her. The second issue is there's absolutely no evidence that Robert Baker now ever
Come on.
That's his perspective. The people is so clear that you can't make out anybody getting behind this.
And that now she was watching the house.
Well, I'll tell you what, the prosecution doesn't know what she was watching. They
Hold on a second.
cannot articulate, ever be able to articulate what was going on in that phone. She could be watching a show just like any one of us watched a show all the time.
Prosecution really digs in on Monica's character, the fact that she's having an affair.
Well, let me quote what the defense says in regards to that. The prosecutor's evidence of Mrs. Simontelli's affair, specifically the sexist and rude manner
Because there's absolutely no other reason actually to plead straight up. That I require a target. To life without the possibility. Step. This last chivalrous act. But it seems Baker may have an even bigger impact. A lot of his case. You know? Yeah. Thus, Monica had nothing to do with her body. She never had to target something first. But also told us that he's no longer in touch with Monica. Not decided.
And this one is. How did I get hit by that? I didn't move.
After all this, as for Monica herself, she's never spoken except in court. Her deceased husband. I require a target. I do not have a target. What kind of reaction do you have? Tears. I start with I keep jumping. Watch out. I do not have a target. At range, evil person can come out of it again. If I were to ask him about happening, I'm not sure if he would tell you the truth. He claims you believe. He wants to know why she and the kids were good enough to stay on a straight path for getting sober. Why weren't they good enough?
I think that's a poor me question. That's a movie question. They weren't. Never said they wasn't. Tell me, grow up. Tell her that. Grow up. And honestly, I'm not feeling too comfortable tackling all these questions from a woman who claims to be my wife when it benefits her, but has yet to be a representation to conceive. It has to be herself. She needs for a camera to come in here and ask me those questions. Stop being a coward. Get to your phone and ask them yourself.
I grew up in Warren, Ohio. This is lived next door. I was 6 and he was 4 when we first met each other. We hung out a lot. We were kids. I was a joker. Always being I was a truck driver. So we would go a lot. That's when it started. He wasn't a great kid.
The hell?
My dad told me, I don't want you to be.
Can I?
He loves school.
Damn it!
The reason why he started smoking crack and law crack. And he was out looking for him. I was just really shocked that Lewis would do that. And then him have. So of course I was like, oh. Upset. I wasn't used to that. I'm used to. I was genuinely upset. No one was coming back. My first husband, we split. That was a divorce, and
I kind of want to run the DK in here and see what I can do with it.
He back from Kentucky. He just started telling me how he felt. Telling me all these. I've loved you since I can't remember all that stuff. Like he was, I could see it. Already like a protector to me all throughout my life. I don't know. I truly loved him. You know, I loved him before we got together. You know, I was like, we can try, see how this works. And the first night he stayed with me, the first night I was had an angry side all our lives. One time,
Horrific Visions Revisited are here, and with Stormwind active this week, we can actually get our hands on 5 masks, which means we can attempt whatever, but definitely doable. It's just going to be you coming up with your own strategy for this, like what your class abilities have, what you've got at your disposal, making use of all of it, trying to kind of speed run as much as possible, because the longer it takes you to get through sections, especially the tier 2 sections, you're just going to lose a lot of sanity. And it's also playing a bit of a risky game too. You need to delay using your orb as much as possible to see if you can kind of sustain yourself with the elites, with the potions, etc. And then pop an orb when everything looks bad. Like, you're just not going to get the sanity gem you need. And definitely make sure you do the progression bars before you do anything other tributes, because without the sanity regen tribute, I don't really know if this is going to be possible. But there it is. It's dead. We did it. You can do a 5-mask run this week. You're going to get yourself some hero gear for doing that, and it's not going to be that great because your character's already pretty geared. My character was 677. This is my US character, so it's not amazingly geared, but 677 is decently geared at least, pretty up there. So yeah, if you're around that level, you've got the spells that you might want to swap some of your talents and stuff out. Either way though, hopefully this video was helpful for you trying to do a...
Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal. With a return to her player in your group, so everything scales up to a 2-player party, whether they take, and there are definitely some places I think that are going to be the best for when it comes to a buff of sorts. Certain potions, depending on what your potion either decreases the damage you take, increases the reg, those buffs I think are worth grabbing as soon as possible. Reset your run and do it again. Both while the toy train set is active. That's so hard. Take it out, Alaria. See if he's up. If he is not, if you just move up, he's usually can give you a movement speed buff, but also a hit each time you cooldowns for some of the more difficult enemies, and then slaying all of the fodder enemies whenever you don't have cooldowns available, which gives you, after you slay elite, once I have some cooldowns and trinkets available. And I'm trying to be very basically like de-aggro and then despawn and have to respawn, and then you have to do the fight all over. So be very, very careful in banishes if you're rogue and every other class. Hopefully you have enough kicks in order to deal with both casts. Afterwards, you do Dwarven District, which is very straightforward and not really notable. Check to see, make sure that the house with mines, if it's available and if it's active, make sure you're working with the mines, because the buff you get from there is like a 10% damage buff, which is fantastic to clear runs quickly. Otherwise, you just try to get through Dwarven District very, very fast. Very straightforward area, not to bad on your sanity drain passively, and both the elite and the boss give you quite a bit of sanity to head into the old town. And the old town are basically gunning for the, if that's what you want to do, but Legion. Then I usually...
Hello everybody, my name is Ratnos. Today I have a Horrific Visions video. Rather than talking about all the intricacies of a full run, most of which are the same as BFA, which you can watch extremely old videos from my channel of if you want, of, you know, these full clears and stuff. One, the first time you complete a full clear of a Horrific Vision, and that's the Long Night mask. Now unfortunately this mask is also one of the nastiest. It gives you reduced maximum sanity of 50%, which is a huge nerf, because then each time you're refilling your sanity as well, you're refilling half as much also. So you'll end up having half of the total sanity to play with across the entire Horrific Vision, which is very, very nasty. Now you can unlock a bunch of other masks, but all of them require you to have one mask active. So here are the unlocked conditions for the masks. The Long Nights right away. And then you can get 2 masks by doing the side areas, the hard side areas in Stormwind, and 2 masks by doing the hard side areas in Orgrimmar. And then there are a couple of other ones as well. There's the Mask of Vengeance, which you can earn by killing a group of vengeful Void Speakers that are between the Trade and Old Town districts in Stormwind. So that is, it's right down here in Stormwind that you can pick this up. And then that mask is actually not too bad. And then there's also the Nemesis mask, which will take 2 weeks to get. You'll need to kill Hogger and Gammon for this. Hogger's mask, so there's a, before you go into the Mage Quarter, there is a wanted poster that you can interact with, and that will spawn Hogger, and you can loot his Nemesis shard from doing that. And then once you get the other one, you'll be able to actually make that mask and be able to summon the Faceless Mask of the Nemesis. And then finally, once you do a full 3 mask or more clear, you will get the Faceless Mask of Multitudes. Now, they all have different effects. Some of them are really not that bad. The Long Night is really nasty. Pained is going to give you double Madnesses, which can be really nasty, although I think it's still less bad than Long Night. Multitudes it doubles, more than doubles the amount of trash, and adds additional, even more dangerous enemies to packs. It interacts negatively with Nemesis and Vengeance, because Vengeance gives them sort of bolstering, when they bolster. I think this got nerfed since PTR to 15% increased damage when enemies die, so if you're playing a non-tank spec, this one can be pretty dangerous. If you're playing a tank spec, actually this one's not bad at all. Daredevil will make sanity damage from screwing up get much nastier as well, so if you're playing badly and getting hit by the sanity draining stuff, it's really bad. Otherwise, it's okay. It's, you know, kind of free in that spot. And Nemesis will actually give you Gammon or Hogger spawns every 25 kills, which is really nice. You get a counter for it, and also it'll trigger Elite Extermination. So this one is kind of a buff. And then Dark Imagination gives you extra adds below 50%, also not too bad. And Burned Bridge adds void stones behind you that is kind of toxic as well. It's annoying, but it's not that bad. But the thing is, all the masks also apply a 25% damage and health increase to the enemies as well. So even the easy ones make things hard. But so my advice for you is, okay, if you're just watching this, you're at work, you're a wagey, you're out there, you're toiling, you're laboring away, and you're thinking, oh, I can't wait to get home and play World of Warcraft Horrific Visions. Your first run, you should just kill Illyria and then leave. And then the way it works is every time you clear one of these side zones, you will get a permanent sanity drain reduction, including actually the main zone. So your sanity drain starts off at full power, making it very hard to do anything in these, besides just killing Illyria. But once you kill Illyria, you'll get a 10% reduction. Once you buy the thing in the tech tree, you'll get another 10%, and there's some more time-gated ones in future weeks we'll be able to buy. And then once you do each of these side zones, you'll get a further stacking 10% reduction. Now, the way Sanity Drain reduction works is each 10% reduction is more powerful than the last in terms of how long you're going to get to stay in here. Once you get 90%, which will be possible in a couple weeks, you're going to be extremely, immune to the Sanity Drain. But as it stands right now, I would recommend, okay, first run, kill Illyria, leave, update your quests and stuff, turn in your quests and things. Second run, do 2 side areas. You could do just the 2 easy side areas, and then kill Illyria, and then leave. And then you will get, again, you'll now be up to 30%, and you can buy from the tech tree to 40%.
Back here, laying down.
Then in your next run, do the other zones that you haven't done. If you can, do a full clear. Otherwise, just kill Illyria, and then leave. And then, hopefully then you'll have the 60% sanity reduction. You can do a full clear. You can buy your enchant, because you need to do 8 total side areas after getting the quest to do so, to get your Helm enchant, get your lesser Helm enchant. The greater one is, again, helpfully time-gated, so that we don't get too much power and excitement all at once here in the middle of May in a patch that came out in February or whatever, because that would be too much for us. But yeah, okay, so then you could do a full clear, get your mask. Then, once you earn the Mask of the Long Night, you want to do a surgical strike to either Old Town or the Mage Quarter, so that you can pick up the Old Town one is the Pained, and the Mage Quarter is the Dark Imagination. Dark Imagination is probably the easier one. Pained is the one that gives you double manuses. I did Pained first, and double manuses weren't too bad, but I'm also playing a DK, which has AMS and That's Advanced, which make them a lot easier. So, yeah, you probably want to do a surgical strike with the one mask on. Go pick up the mask from the Mage Quarter. You can kill Hogger, so you can get halfway progress towards that mask. And you can also get the mask from over here, because all of that only spawns once you have at least one mask active. All of those other mask mechanics, you have to have done that full clear and have at least one mask going. But yeah, you can get this mask, and then you can get this mask, and you can even get this mask, and then you could do a 3-mask run, turning off the Long Night and turning on those 3 instead. And that could be the way that you do the higher mask run. Now, what's the point of doing the higher mask run? Well, the first time you do one mask run, you will unlock the Champion Weaponsmith outside, and the first time you do, I don't know how many it is, but it's more, then you'll get the Hero Track vendor out there. Now, these vendors, they give you weapons that are on their tracks, which may be kind of whatever for you, especially on your main character, but the Champion and Hero Weaponsmiths do also have these Purifying Kits. So once I buy this Warbound Purifying Kit from the Champion vendor, now all future Veteran Track items that drop from Horrific Visions are Warbound until equipped. It doesn't look like the vendor ones are, but the ones that actually drop from the chests at the end of the runs will be Warbound until equipped. Also worth noting as well that the enchants are Warbound, so if you want to just get the enchants on, you don't have to do this on your alts. If you just want enchants, you can just buy the enchants on your main and send them over to your alts. Void Ritual is a pretty safe one for almost everybody. You could just wait until the week that we can buy the greater ones as well if you don't want to waste mementos, because mementos also can be used to purchase cosmetics from the vendor, although of course they have helpfully time-gated buying any of these until after we've fully unlocked the tech tree, which is also helpfully time-gated. So, if you want to engage with this system, you may also just want to wait a couple weeks until it's all in the game, because not only did they need to time-gate this into the middle of the season, they also needed to time-gate it until a few weeks after the patch that it was, the patch content of, but they also have time-gated the rewards until It's probably, I guess, Tuesday the 3rd of June or something, or the 10th. I don't know. It's look, man, the time gating is absolutely wild to me that they would do this with the system. It's a very worrying thing for me because I feel like Shadowlands Blizzard is here again, designing these things, and I'm very worried about that, especially with the Dinar intransigence and nerfing of the rewards from the version that they initially talked about and had on PTR there. So a little bit worried about that. The good news is Perfect Visions themselves are still fun. I do have one final tip for you as well, which is if you are interested in a mount, there is a fun mount you can pick up from the Horrific Vision of Stormwind, which is, there's a horse mount. I don't know if I still, yeah, this thing, the Voidforged Stallion. So in the Cathedral District, just in front of the fountain, in the Old Town over here, in the Trade District, I think it's over here, and then in the Mage Quarter, right by this eye, I think, there are horseshoes on the ground. You can collect all 4 of those, and then run to a forge over here, use the forge, kill the mount, and get this horse. I don't think you need any masks active or anything for that. If you do, it's only one. I did it in a 1-mask run, and you can get this cool Voidforged Stallion. There are some other rewards, other cool things and cosmetics and stuff, but a lot of them are behind these exciting time gates. So I'm not sure I'll make more videos about Horrific Visions. If I come up with more cool tips and stuff, I will. But for now, this is going to be all that's in this video. Hope it helped. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments below. I realize I've kind of skipped past a bunch of this stuff, skimmed over it, but I wanted to just kind of condense the most important tips and progression strategies and things into one video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.
Unique. Gone. Say it over the phone because
Hey folks, this is Kalani. It's the second week of the Horrific Visions Revisited event, which means we have a completely different map to learn and explore, some new talents to earn and unlock, and unique rewards that only come from the Orgrimmar Horrific Vision. But certain parts of your progression from last week are not going to carry over, so if you're suddenly losing sanity a lot faster, there's a specific reason for that. And if you're not careful, you may waste your talent points and pick up some options that don't really help you out much this week. So let's go over what carries over from last week's progress, which parts you're going to need to repeat, and what you should do first in week 2 of Horrific Visions. Now before we jump in, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss another video. The first thing you're going to want to do this week is pop back to the Hourglass and unlock some more talents. In week 2 we have access to the next 2 rows of talents, but you can only buy another 4 Echoes of N'Zoth. So talk to the NPC next to the Hourglass and buy up as many Echoes as they will allow you to, which should be 4. That will set you back about 4,000 corrupted mementos, so hopefully you have some saved up from last week. If you don't, you're going to have to run a few Horrific Visions before you can unlock all of the new talents that you have access to this week. Now, even though you have access to all 6 talents on those next 2 rows, we only have 4 Echoes to actually use, so you can only get 4 new talents this week, and we'll have to wait until next week to unlock the final 4. What's important here is that unlike last week, you can unlock the 3rd row without picking up every talent on the 2nd row, so we don't have to put a point into that far right talent if we don't want to. This one increases the sanity of your party members, which does include yourself, so it's not like it's completely worthless, but this talent only really starts to shine when you have multiple players in your party. So if you play Horrific Visions by yourself most of the time, this isn't going to really do that much for you, so I would put all 4 talent points into the 2 left talent options. This first one gives us flat damage reduction and damage dealt buff, and then the second one is a huge buff to our Steeled Mind, which reduces the rate at which your sanity drains. Thankfully, you can swap these talents around by simply right-clicking on something you've already learned, and then you can put that point in somewhere else. So don't just plonk these talents to the right-hand side if you aren't actually grouping up with other people. That would be a big waste of some potential power. That could be the difference between clearing every objective in a single run and running out of sanity right before the end. Next week we should get another 5 echoes to unlock the rest of the talents in this window, so until then I would focus on those left 2 talent choices, especially if you play solo. After unlocking your new talents, you should also pick up the new corruption quest from the NPC right next to the hourglass. This quest unlocks the greater versions of the corruption enchants, which are all just better than the lesser versions, so these are the ones we want to use on a head slot item for the rest of Season 2. To finish this quest, you are going to need a good chunk of the Corrupted Mementos currency, but that shouldn't be a problem if you're clearing through the vision at least a few times. But then we also need Black Blood Coagulate. These only come from Lost Area objective chests. Those are the 2 harder areas of each vision, so you can only get 2 per run if you clear both Lost Areas each run you do, meaning you're going to need a minimum of 4 Horrific Vision runs to finish this quest off and get your hands on those greater enchants. If you are only interested in this enchant and getting it as quickly as possible, you can skip over the corrupted zones for the most part and just clear the Lost Area objectives for 4 runs in a row. Once again, the actual enchant you pick for the quest doesn't really matter because you can buy the other ones or a replacement enchant if needed from the same NPC for some corrupted mementos. It's still worth checking your class guides though to pick the one that is supposed to be best for your character or spec, just to save you some currency down the line. Now, after you get some corrupted mementos, it's still worth checking your class guides though to pick the one that is supposed to be best for your character or spec, just to save you some currency down the line. Now, after you've unlocked the ability to buy these greater enchants on one character, all of your alts will be able to buy them as well, and remember the currency is warband transferable, you don't even have to run any visions on your alts if you don't want to. Now, something super important to point out is that your Steeled Mind buff from last week does not completely carry over. Steeled Mind reduces the rate at which your sanity drains, so the higher this buff is, the longer you're going to be able to spend in each vision, so the easier everything is going to be. There are 2 contributing factors to your Steeled Mind buff: your Hourglass talents, which is noted as your base reduction in the buff, and then you get 10% more per zone that you have cleared. But the zone clearing is per vision map, and because this is the first time we have the Orgrimmar Horrific Vision map, that portion of the buff has been completely reset. So the very first thing you want to do is prioritize clearing each wing of the Orgrimmar Vision at least once. So in your first run, you can just kill the main boss Thrall. That will give you another 10% sanity reduction on this Steeled Mind buff. Then when you head back in, focus on clearing the drag, then in the next run clear the Valley of Spirits, then move on to the Valley.
Came up and they actually put
Okay.
I told him I'm going to work somewhere.
Our cameras rolling as Horn and Howland officers take a bare-chested and handcuffed this man into custody. This yellow Cadillac is the car police put an alert out for after finding an elderly couple dead inside his home on Jefferson Street.
Hell, I've never seen them. Wait.
I require a target. I do not have a target. I need to target something first.
Kill somebody.
Green.
You know we have that rush.
So we're looking for red again.
That's my rage. It's upset. Yes, I can understand him. To some, I don't understand parents with him. I mean, when he was angry, he would tell me he hated his parents. So they all ran that and wanted our child.
I require a target.
I'm not enough. No reason that you killed your parents. Why? Why? Why do it? Why go to that extreme. Oh God. Sure, my grandma. How was it that your dad was capable of my dad was because he wasn't thinking about how I was he wasn't thinking about the actor, he was just in the moment. I don't think he thought about what I was going to do.
The thus corrupted totems be driving us sharp and mad with whispers. The false son of Durotan must die. The blood of the Makar is on his hands. The Makar refused to drink the blood of Nazal and were slaughtered for their defiance. Their spirits demand vengeance.
I do not have a target.
Never said that my dad was evil. He's going through his own stuff and his parents' problem. I think he was hurting, he was angry.
Damn.
Describe my dad as
Our sorties into Nazal's mind place you in immense pain.
why did you want to do this?
To get my side of the story out. Going through the trial and the media.
I kind of want to see what I can do here on my death night. Let's go do that real quick.
That's not me. I don't believe it. There was a Bible in every room in my house. There was sexual hookups. Honestly, I don't care what anybody else thinks. Killer, murderer, psycho, monster. That's not me. That really wasn't me. Exact opposite of what society has labeled me as. God is not something that I just found. I am a believer. I do believe. Yeah, I fear God. I know God. I have a relationship with the Lord.
Would you mind taking me through the details of the day?
It was cold outside. I was actually sleeping in my van in your driveway. I wasn't allowed to stay in your house. I wasn't the best person. I did drugs for a while, and so I wasn't trusted. I made that bed for myself, so I would lay in it. Later on that evening, argument about the custody of my daughter and doing sign on the custody of her to me. Wrong reasons. got into an argument about it. Or the way that I was treated as a child. I thought it was that bad. I killed somebody. Whoever treated my daughter that bad.
Not Vengeance. Not Daredevil. Dark Imagination. Multitudes. Hanged. Nemesis. Burnbridge.
Walked out, seen her on the floor. Flashlight. No. Never come out with a gun. I lied about 6 or 7 different times. Walk by me, I'll follow them in there. So we turn around and that's about it.
Then you ended up
I did. After I was done, I felt like he had enough. Still making it. Heart was still pumping, so he was still functioning. I kind of shot him just to put him out of the position. Not that they deserve it. I have to say they deserve it. So after her,
Black. Green is what we're looking for sanity.
oh man, in your bedroom, that's a headaches. Then I was gone. I took my father's debit card, I took their card. It was the key that I found. I was gone.
your thought process.
There was no thought process at all. Tell you what, when they get together and read a book and say what to do it, hurt somebody, I don't know what protocol is. I don't know what operation is that. I knew I was going to. After that, there's only 1 or 2 days, prison or death. I knew something was coming.
3 roommates. 2 packs of Penn's original Jasmine rice. 1, 2, 3.
Said they had Domino's stuffed crust pizza before to compare it to their stuffed crust. Domino's has never had stuffed crust before. Until now. Introducing Domino's new and first ever stuffed crust pizza. Try one.
Our highly trained techs can replace you with shield right in your home. Flexible options and use.
Same library things.
Yeah. You have to wait a minute, I'm kind of busy. Okay. Jesus.
Today, let's stay prepared. Bear stains your deck level with protection. Stain expected. Refreshing sports of
I just remember Sinova and then turning to her parents. And I just remember her just being 7-year-old me. I'm never gonna see them again. I just lost her. I lost my dad, my grandma, and my grandpa. And I was just crying, like I just felt the loss of all three of them all at once. As a kid, I don't think I did process it. Like even talking about my grandparents now, like I couldn't change it. I was starting to feel like I could cry about it. I could cry. I slept to sleep at night. Forgive my dad for everything that's happened. Forgive me for what he did. To give him a pass because he's on drugs, left or on drugs. Obviously, it's the world, but not everybody is. So, yes, my dad was the one that he did kill my grandma, killed my grandpa. My favorite people will be from me. It was that day. Or that day. Probably would have reacted differently. Liz wants to know if you weren't on drugs that day, would you?
If I weren't on drugs that day, I wasn't. I almost Oh, I was not. Not at the time. I was so. Not at the time. I did not do what I did because I was high.
God damn it.
Tanya wants to know, why would you trust your parents that abused you?
I hit it.
Take Liz for overnight visit?
What the hell?
I can't answer that. I don't know. I have no idea. I buried it. I buried everything. Why let their husband people break something? It's better. It's close his brains out. He's taking the pills. I've been asked that question. It's like I've lost her. You're absolutely right. A lot of them grow up. Some of them end up living in their guilt and their shame, and they end up struggling. Stay junkies. Some of them end up taking the path that I took. I just make bad choices, and my bad choices were way worse than a lot of other people's bad choices.
Liz wants to know if you weren't on drugs that day, would you have been capable of killing them?
Elizabeth, I was not high when I did what I did.
How was it you were capable of killing them? You can't.
I can't get past this shit, man.
How does that happen?
Loss of self-control, no control, anger, rage, fear, selfishness.
I honestly feel like I just made my head. I don't know if it was like making me feel at the time. About like my dad and like how could he do this? Like if he was high.
Come on, let me through. Jeez. This is stupid sometimes. Jesus.
Oh, I faked it. I faked real that. Magic! Bird asked me to take up my pills. Right. That's my magician. Oh, there's so much here.
What's all the fancy stuff?
There's the vortex. It's different.
How everybody always was like, and then you got credit card and you can just like humble. Credit card.
Choose Advil liquid gels for faster, stronger, and longer lasting relief than Tylenol
What
gels.
the-
Because Advil's work is pain as a source of inflammation. So for faster pain relief, Advil, the pain away.
Green potion.
previous competitors going back to feeding their chickens antibiotics.
You can't solve your problem by throwing antibiotics at them.
They do antibiotics ever.
That's purple. This is blue.
Perspective. Refreshes.
I have weather. Your South Carolina. We're both a little extra. I love each other like sisters. I'll make it as a
It's a new series, Tuesday at 10. See first on TLC.
Murdered, strangled her to death. And knocked on the bedroom door until my father. She was in the kitchen. And walked out, seen her on the floor.
Let's search the drag for
I beat him to death.
I'll conceal
Flashlight.
anything find while you keep
Backlight.
me at bay.
Did you come out with a gun?
No. Never come out with a gun. Police report, confession. I lied about 6 or 7 different times. Making noise in the doorbell. And I got a shot just to lie to myself.
I feel like I've heard the version of like my grandpa coming out with a gun. I heard that one.
Keep jumping.
I feel like they're like a little bit like these are your grandparents of your grandmother. Telling you right now, taking their lives.
Keep jumping.
I think just in my head, I think since I was young, since everything happened, like, I can't process stuff well because of everything. I have to listen.
Check the tailoring shop in Orphanage for survival.
Black is poison.
We did awful things, but like, you guys were given influence. It's not like I'm looking past it, it's just, that's not who he is. And I know that. So he's just, that's not him.
Now Tanya wants to know, did you love her or did you love the drugs?
Oh man. I loved her since I was a child. We were just together for all the wrong reasons. Our life together was
Got a blue. And a purple.
This lady should be sent to blind necessity. She needed somebody in her life. I needed somebody.
Not a whole lot of sanity potions, I will say.
It's like two friends in the prison system.
Another blue.
Be my celly worker, but
Oh god. There's a green there.
We like the idea. I loved her more than I love you, Charles.
One clip maybe up.
Red.
I didn't know what he was saying.
Defensive potion.
Wait, we just don't get
Blue.
We should be safe now, champion.
I'm not interested in bots, no thank you. It's a purple. Alright, let's go.
Thinking about my childhood now, it's not.
That's a blue. There's a green over there. We're gonna go grab that here in a second. That's like one of the first greens I've seen in a while. Son of a bitch. Right here. Damn.
He can't be out here and be free anymore. As he was really different. He should have been the rest of his life in prison.
Shit. Oh, these fucking stuns. Tell you what. There's a green potion over here.
How old are you? I know you said
16.
let's talk about that. I don't watch anybody. Just trying that trial to get to things that we not only created as a verb, but also and I had what actually happened in the real and no, the jury. They're trying to get away.
Choking her with this bar. Watch her neck. He's holding this bar down us.
It's a very small town. The court's unlocked. Everybody knows that.
Officers in this area
That's a green bottle. We're gonna grab that. Oh, that was black. Damn it! I was so close.
Hadn't known each other that long, but they became fast friends because they were both single mothers and they bonded that way.
The burning bridge one is terrible. Half tempted to go vengeance. I hate the burning bridge one.
She wanted a place where everyone knew everyone, where everyone had their back. That's where she wanted her 2-year-old daughter.
on the morning of October 2nd, 1987, in the city garage in Watergate. Walk down, I got to see that. So,
Out was a dad here got there. Senior officer at the time, Central City Police Department, was
all communities. Jenna. Life.
So I think I'm going to call it here. I will be back tomorrow. We're gonna try to do some more visions. I'm gonna try to push through as my Blood Death Knight. I think I was almost there. But we almost did it. So can I do any upgrades? No, I can't. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. I've got Mage Delves to do. What the hell? Mage Delves, and then we've got... I'm going to try to push the Visions on the Death Knight. The Death Knight could handle it. I gotta get the... I don't like... What did I use to finish? I think I used the Long Night as a sanity drain, and I really wasn't dealing with that much sanity drain, so... I think that's what I'm going to do again. I hate Burning Bridge. Burning Bridge is just obnoxious as hell, so... but I will be back tomorrow with more WoW content. We are gonna, oh crap. Yeah, we're gonna do some WoW stuff tomorrow. And hit up Delves, hit up some keys. There's no keys popping up right now. That's where I'd be doing some keys. Like I said, I'm 26 hundo on the alley now, so... But we'll be back tomorrow with more WoW. I will catch you guys on the next stream. Peace. We out.